Good morning and welcome to Newswatch Today. I'm Cameron Lee.
And I'm Lilia Parks. Evangel students have yet another event on the way.
And school testing may be getting easier.
Aubrey Jackson is here with your forecast, and Gunnar Brooks has the latest in sports news. This is Newswatch Today.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Right now we have our weather anchor, Aubrey Jackson, to give us a first look at the weather.
Actually, we are going to have a little bit of cooler weather coming up, so let's take a look at our current conditions. Currently, it is 64 degrees and cloudy, and the humidity is up to 94%, and winds have risen slightly to 13 miles an hour going south. And then today, it is going to be rainy with a high of 74 degrees. We'll get back to that later. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aubrey. I guess we'll know a little bit more during your full forecast.
Yeah, it sounds like it could lead to a great and cool weekend. Can't wait.
The Ozark Food Bank has served the Christian County community for over 25 years. That includes what is calculated to be about 16% of the Ukrainian families located in the area as well. As a result of that number growing in the last year, the food bank created a Ukrainian listed food sheet to better serve those families in need. The executive director, Christy Carter, said that the goal was to try and meet people where they are and helping those in need with the least amount of hurdles or barriers. Letting people know they are cared for and valued is one of the top goals of the food bank, and this program helps them feel a sense of dignity while they are here. Carter continued to say the services provided makes it easier for Ukrainian families to adapt to life in the Ozarks. AB hosted its annual county fair event on Friday. As homecoming kicked off, many people, including students, staff, and alumni, gathered in the quad to enjoy good food and fun together. They filled their bellies with dinner and desserts such as fried Oreos, caramel apples, cotton candy, and more. The live band and host of the activities attracted a large crowd. There's a lot of planning that goes into Activities Board event, and County Fair has no exception. AB Events Coordinator Laurel Hill says that they do their best to generate excitement for events like these.
So overall, making sure that everyone feels like they're welcome, because this is a ministry of fun and we want that to be evident. And so just making sure like we're excited for it and that we can make everyone else excited for it.
In honor of homecoming, our Valor mascot even made an appearance.
A previous 417 Realtor employee, Chris Gately, has now been accused of selling uninhabitable homes to families across Springfield. Harmed by Gately scams, Monica Perry said the house she bought from Gately was not in the same condition as a house she looked at online. However, once she saw the house in person, there was nothing Perry could do because she had already signed the lease. After spending $20,000 on the house and renovations, Perry says the house is inhabitable and faces severe structural issues. Perry has filed a complaint against Chris Gately to the city under the Safe and Affordable Housing effort.
This past Thursday, Evangel hosted their annual homecoming bonfire. Emmeline Perkins has more on the story.
On Thursday, October 19th, the Homecoming Committee and Activities Board puts on the annual Homecoming Bonfire. This bonfire is one of many events that happens on Homecoming weekend. This event allows students and guests to enjoy s'mores and hot chocolate by the fire. This is also an opportunity for students to meet and talk to other classmates and alumni. Student Edward Miller shares his favorite thing about the bonfire.
You get to meet new people every time, like past alumni, future alumni, meeting freshmen. It's a good way to get to know people.
The bonfire gives students an opportunity to come together and get excited for this weekend's events. That's all from me. I'm Emmeline Perkins with Newswatch. Back to you guys.
School spirit never stops at Evangel University, and Homecoming Week was no exception. Evangel University's Homecoming Student Pep Rally was held in the Ashcroft Gym on Friday, October 20th. This event was hosted by Senate, the Evangel student government body. Students were encouraged to dress up in their class colors, seniors wearing maroon, juniors in black, sophomores in gray, and freshmen in white. Homecoming King Jared Spence was able to comment about what his favorite part of the pep rally was.
This year, my favorite part was being on the homecoming court and our just the entrances that we all had. The group was so solid, and that was just a blast. And I also won musical chairs. I'm excited for that.
The students participated in games divided by class and were able to enjoy the excitement of the homecoming celebration, leading up to the homecoming football game on Saturday. Up next, the newest event for Evangel University.
And we'll have a special guest come to talk about it. We'll hear more about that when we get back from this break.
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that I would never be able to get over it and that my kids wouldn't have a father. I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. For the longest time, fear held me back from ultimately being who I wanted to. I had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
As an act to serve the kids of our community, the Teaching English to Speakers of Other Languages, or TESOL Club, will participate in the October Rock celebration at the Weller Public Schools. This club will set up a trunk or treat and bring plenty of candy to participate in this trunk or treat in Weller on October 26th from 5:30 to 7 p.m. Strengthening Evangel's community connections, the TESOL Club hopes to connect with the students in the school and bless them with fun time and tons of candy. Although the event may only last a few hours, the kindness shown by our students can have a lasting impact on the lives of these children. Cameron Lee is standing by with a special guest. Cameron?
Thank you, Lilia. Catalyst is a completely student-run organization here at Evangel, and with me today is Catalyst team lead Luke Perkins. Thank you for joining us today, Luke. So what is Catalyst, and also what role do you have in taking part of that?
So yeah, Catalyst, like you said, it's a student-run ministry team. Basically what we focus on is worship and preaching. So we have Catalyst as a whole, but on top of Catalyst is like two separate teams. So it's a preaching team, and then there's a worship team. And what we do is we go out into the community in the Springfield area or just around the nation. So like yesterday, we just got back from Arkansas, Little Rock. Earlier, we were in Oklahoma. Last year, we went to South Dakota and to Arizona and to Detroit. So we typically travel a lot. But basically, we go to churches that don't have worship teams, or maybe a pastor needs a break or is sick or something happens. They can just literally, all they have to do is just pay for our gas, and we'll come out to them and we'll just do ministry and stuff like that. So that's kind of the heart and the purpose behind our team. My role on the team is I am quote-unquote team leader. So I'm a co-team leader with Michaela Tollefson, who you know, and we get to lead this team together. It's such an honor, but that just looks like doing a bunch of behind-the-work stuff, behind-the-scenes stuff, and that could look like organizing events, contacting pastors, getting car arrangements ready, handling all the financial stuff, making sure everybody on the team's good, making sure that we're launching them into what God is calling them to do as well. So those are just a few things. Also, I'm on the preaching side of things. I can't sing, so I'm on the preaching side of things. That's kind of where I settle at. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand, and then what we do.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what other things are you involved in outside of Catalyst?
Oh, good question. So I'm a current TA. So I'm a TA for Dr. Griffin, and he is one of the biblical theology professors. And so I'm a TA under him. Oh man, what else do? I used to be a host. I used to be a student host. And so I used to have people come in my room, and if they wanted to tour, homecoming weekend was typically a big weekend. And so I have a lot of people in my room. Man, what else do? I feel like I'm drawing a blank here on stuff I'm doing.
And you're a senior?
Junior.
Junior, okay.
Junior, yep, junior. So halfway, which is crazy. Time just flies by.
I know.
But yeah, so that's good. I was team leader last year, so I started doing this team leader thing as a sophomore.
Okay.
And so did it last year, doing it this year. Hope to do it next year. That's what the plan is, to do it next year. So yeah, junior.
Awesome. So what made you come to Evangel?
Oh man, this is funny. So I was all in on the whole acting side of things. So
Okay.
I was like big time into that whole atmosphere. And actually, I was gonna go to school in New York to do it. That was the plan all the way up into my senior year of high school. That was the plan. And I was about to buy a plane ticket to go to New York, and God totally flipped the script on my head, called me into ministry, and I knew that I was supposed to go to Evangel when I stepped on grounds on a tour, and I didn't even apply for a different school because I didn't want to like be tempted or anything like that. I just knew this was where
That's awesome.
this is where God wanted me.
That's awesome.
So.
What do you think is the most rewarding thing about being on the Catalyst team?
Oh man. Well, first of all, relationships. Like by far relationships. Some of my closest friends and come from a small town, Oklahoma, man, like good, solid Christian friends are hard to come by. And so being on this team with a bunch of people who love the Lord first and then love people second is just, it's phenomenal. It's one of my favorite things. Being able to lead it, it's like I get to be the head of our little family. And so I have such a heart for the people on our team. But one of my favorite things personally is being able to go to these, youth groups or small churches who need, for lack of better terms, a catalyst. Something that will shift an atmosphere. And I love how God has been able to use us and bless us to be that in certain groups. We had a testimony come in this year from some girl in a youth group that said, man, you guys came to my youth group, and after you guys left and did worship, and I still remember the sermon, the whole atmosphere of our youth group flipped like on its head, and it's been going ever since. And so personally, one of my favorite things is to be able to allow people to just have a moment with the Lord. Honestly, that's what it's all about. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Well, it's great to learn more about Catalyst.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming in today, Luke.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's go back to the desk with Lilia and Aubrey.
Thank you, Cameron. So, Aubrey, will we see any changes in the weather this week?
Definitely. We have had some warmer days in the past, but be prepared to bring out your umbrellas, and we'll get back to that next on the full forecast.
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
A 104-year-old Chicago woman is hoping to be certified as the oldest person to ever skydive after leaving her walker on the ground and making a leap of faith in northern Illinois. "Age is just a number," said Dorothy Hoffner. She told the cheering crowd this moments after touching the ground Sunday at Skydive Chicago in Ottawa. The Guinness World Record for the oldest skydiver was set in May of 2022 by 103-year-old Linnea Ingard Larsson from Sweden. But Skydive Chicago is working to have it updated to certify Hoffner as the newest record holder. After her jump, Hoffner's mind quickly turned to the future, as the lifelong Chicago woman, who is set to turn 105 this December, said she might take a ride in a hot air balloon next. Well, that's an exciting story. It's weird to think that the number age doesn't mean anything for her. I hope I'm still jumping out of planes at the age of 104.
Yeah, it's truly inspiring how creative she can still be.
That's true.
Aubrey, what can you tell us about the weather that we can expect?
Thanks, guys. It definitely is going to be a little rainy, so no skydiving for us this weekend, but let's take a look at it. So our current conditions outside this morning are 64 degrees and cloudy with a humidity of 94%. And then today we can expect some rain with a high of 74 degrees, and that humidity is going to stay about the same with those winds a little higher, around 13 miles per hour moving south. For today's almanac, we have today's temperature of a low of 63 degrees and then a high of 74. And then the average temperatures range from a low about 44 degrees to 66. And we can see the precipitation is going to rise to about 0.12%. The visibility is down a little bit, under 10 miles an hour, or 10 miles, and it is 7 miles. But be prepared for sunset at 6:22 p.m. For our satellite, you can see some of this weather coming up here north and moving this way closer to Missouri, so we can see our state here is almost completely covered, so be prepared for some more of that weather coming in. The cooler front is definitely coming, and we can see another form of this coming down south here. Now let's take a look at our radar. For our radar, we can see the same things that we have seen on our satellite before. Some of these cold fronts here in Montana, North Dakota, Wyoming. And then here in our Missouri area, we can see some of that rain and colder weather coming in more here. And we can see we're almost completely covered. So Springfield here is definitely going to get some of that precipitation and humidity. So be prepared for some cooler weather and maybe some chances to bring out your umbrellas. Moving back, we can see that today is going to be a little warmer than the rest of the week, with a nice even temperature of 75 degrees around Springfield area, and then only slightly cooler in Columbia and Kansas City with 74 degrees. For our national forecast, you can see that mixed precipitation coming in, with cooler weather definitely covering completely Missouri, Illinois, Iowa, and our area in general is just going to be pretty wet this weekend, so be prepared for that. For our forecast, we do have those scattered thunderstorms coming in, and tomorrow will be a high of 76, but then you can see the highs of the rest of the week are pretty even in the high 40s, mid 40s, and then the highest that we have starting from this weekend is actually 57 degrees. So be prepared for some lows down to 25 degrees and some rain, but hopefully next week it will start to get a little bit sunnier, but we'll definitely see. Bring out your umbrellas, and it is back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Aubrey. I'm actually really thankful for that cold weather. I know she said hopefully we see some sun, but I am such a fall girl. I want to keep the fall around.
I know, I'm so excited that it can consistently be cooler now. Up next, Preston Rosenberg is out, so Gunnar Brooks will be filling in for sports news today.
And we'll learn more about a baby being born in an NFL stadium. All of this and more when we return.
Hey, Jim Cantore here. I stay safe in dangerous weather by planning ahead. You can stay safe too with a few easy steps. Build an inexpensive kit with supplies for your family's needs. Write down important information like phone numbers and medications. Always talk with your family, and remember any pets in your planning. Be ready, be safe. Start your plan today at ready.gov/plan.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
When times get dark, we can't see the help that's all around us. Let 211 be your guiding light for help with food, healthcare, and other resources.
211, how can I help you?
Call 211 or visit 211.org. 211, get connected, get help.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Talk about a special delivery in Indianapolis. It happened during Sunday's football game between the Colts and the Cleveland Browns. Tylen Jones was at the game to see her cousin, NFL wide receiver David Bell, play for the Browns. But Jones ended up going into labor at the game. The on-site medics at Lucas Oil Stadium helped deliver the baby, but they had never delivered a baby at the stadium before. It slightly helps that this is Jones's third child. She says she is thankful for what the medics did and is still overwhelmed about what happened. Jones says she and her newest daughter are doing well and says her family got more than just one win on Sunday, the birth of her daughter, and the Browns beat the Colts 39-38. Could you imagine being known as the woman who gave birth at an NFL stadium or the baby that was born at an NFL stadium?
Right. They're both going to have a story for the rest of their lives. I mean, could you imagine being able to tell that? That's a fun fact for life.
Filling in for Preston Rosenberg is Gunnar Brooks. Gunnar, is there anything else crazy happening in the world of sports this week?
Yes, thank you, Cameron. Michigan Wolverine football is facing trouble with an investigation on their hands. The NCAA launched an investigation Friday after reports of a Michigan staff member traveling to future opponents' stadiums to read and record their play call signs. Stallions, the spy, purchased more than 30 tickets to 11 different Big Ten games over the past 3 years. The chase to the World Series has come to a close. On Tuesday, the Rangers clobbered the Astros in Game 7 of the ALCS, and the Diamondbacks stunned the Braves in Game 7 of the NLCS. America would never have guessed it, but your 2023 World Series consists of the Texas Rangers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Game 1 of World Series starts Friday at 7 p.m. The NBA season kicked off Wednesday with a hot start. LeBron James embarked his 21st season, making him the oldest active player in the league at 39 years old. James led the Lakers in scoring with 21 points, 5 assists, and 8 rebounds. With a valiant effort, the Lakers fell short to the Denver Nuggets 119-107. The Evangel University men's football team has moved up in the rankings. The NAIA Top 25 poll placed the Valor at number 12 in the KCAC. The Valor are yet to mark a loss on their record, standing with 8 wins. Their next matchup is this Saturday at McPherson College. The Bulldogs stand at 5-3. That's all from me, Cameron. Back to you.
Thanks for filling in for Preston today, Gunnar. You know, I think it's kind of crazy that Evangel's been doing so well in all of their sports, not just that one.
Right, we've really shown that we're a well-rounded athletic college. When we get back, high school testing gets easier.
And we'll take one final look at the weather. All this when we return.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch. Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this like deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
In addition to standard GED testing, Missouri schools also implemented the option for taking the HiSET test to earn a high school diploma. Megan Wadley with the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education stated having another option to gain your high school diploma makes it more accessible to others. Although these tests cover the same material, the tests are delivered in various ways, such as different number of subtests. Additionally, the GED and HiSET tests use different question types. The HiSET is also cheaper, which can encourage more people to take the test and thus gain their high school diploma equivalency. You know, as someone who really struggles with tests, it's exciting to know that there are now more options for future people.
Right, I think just having different availability can really encourage other people to get their high school diploma.
I agree.
Aubrey, do you have any further details about the cool weather that we can expect?
I certainly do. Let's take a look at this 6-day forecast. So we can see scattered thunderstorms for the next 3 days, Friday and this weekend. And then the highs are going to slowly get lower as we go throughout the week. So tomorrow we do have a high of 76, but then we can see it quickly declines into the mid 40s starting at the beginning of this week. So be prepared to bring out your umbrellas. And although we might see some sun this next Tuesday and Wednesday, it is still going to be pretty chilly. That's it for now. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Aubrey. That's all for us today. I'm Cameron Lee.
And I'm Lilia Parks. This has been Newswatch Today. Please join us next week. For more on EU TV and the latest evangel news, go to euvalormedia.com.